Welcome to 2 days in my life. I have this theory that I think more often than not, good enough is perfect. And I wanted to test this out by tracking a day of me perfectly sticking to what I would consider the perfect schedule. Essentially, trying to have a perfect day. And then I wanted to compare that to me aiming for that same schedule, but using a more relaxed approach. The good enough attitude is what I'm going to call it. And this will be the average day. And these are those 2 days, side by side.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within.
The good enough mindset is somewhat based on the idea that adopting a low stress mindset of good enough might, in the long run, work out better than the impossible pursuit of perfection. The pursuit of perfection, in this case, I would compare it to the driver who drives over the speed limit to try to get to their destination faster, only to end up at a stoplight right next to the car that they passed 30 minutes ago. The idea being that trying to be perfect is the same as trying to get there faster. If everything works out, you might get there a couple minutes quicker, but at the end of the day, the difference is minimal. As you'll see here, on the perfect day, I will get more work done. Right now, I'm already on my second 90-minute study session for the day, whereas on the average day, I'm only just getting to breakfast. But instead of feeling bad if I don't perfectly follow my schedule, I might be better off using the good enough mindset.
Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes.
So the good enough mindset is basically the okay, I don't have 2 hours to go to the gym today, which would be optimal if I wanted to do the perfect workout, but might as well just go do what I have time for. Good enough. Or, okay, I'm out of oranges for breakfast. Ah, oh well, I'll skip the orange today, get one tomorrow. Good enough.
She was a pretty little liar who cut me deep.
The paradox here is that I think perfection is actually good enough performed consistently, and not perfect performed consistently. Because I think that perfection is a fallacy because it's based on theory. In theory, it would be optimal to do the 2 hour workout, maybe this is just me, but I feel like it's way easier to skip a workout if I'm too focused on trying to be perfect. Because on the day where I don't have the 2 hours to work out, but I have 1 hour, it's way easier to let myself off the hook using perfection as the excuse. Well, I mean, I don't have 2 hours, so even if I wanted to, I literally couldn't do the perfect workout. Compare this to the good enough mindset, where on a day where I don't have the full 2 hours, but I still have 1 hour, I would instead think, oh well, I can't get the full workout done, but I'll do what I have time for. Good enough. Now, looking at these 2 days side by side, it's clear that I got more work done on the perfect day. So far, I've done 90 minutes more of deep work and a full hour of reading compared to the average day. So there is a difference, and maybe there's even a bigger difference than I would have wanted for the point that I'm trying to make in this video. But my point isn't to settle. My point isn't to not be disciplined or hold ourselves to a high standard. My point is that I personally feel like the subconscious pressure to be perfect is anti-productive. Let's say that I've planned to start making dinner at 6 p.m. sharp, and whatever I was doing before just runs over by a couple minutes. So now it's like 4 minutes past 6. Then I think my subconscious pressure of perfection makes it feel like a tiny bit of a failure subconsciously. So even though 4 minutes is like nothing, my body and mind sort of takes that on as a bit of a failure, which, if I'm not aware of this, it makes me way more likely to procrastinate even more, because again, my subconscious already feels like it's too late. I already failed. And all of a sudden it's 7 p.m. and I haven't started with dinner yet. Compare this to when I try to adopt a good enough mindset. I just tend to be a lot more productive and I feel a lot less stressed, because I don't hold myself to the impossible standard of perfection and starting every single activity perfectly on time. Like I said before, I actually think that perfection is good enough performed consistently. So it's not about not doing the best that you can. It's about accepting that all you can do is the best you can.
We wait. Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through